Yo, what going on, big family? It's your dog, the Ultimate Melanin, coming to you live and direct once again, Charleston, South Carolina, aka the Holy City, you dig? And since we're in the holiday season, I think it's only fitting that we do one on the Christmas holiday, the etymology of Christmas, and how Saturnalia, an ancient Roman holiday, transformed into what we now know as Christmas, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that some of these holidays that you worship are pagan, right? So we'll start with the aspect of it. What is Christmas? Christmas supposed to be the celebration of the birth of Christ, right? Even though we know that Christ was supposedly born in the fall in the Bible, but we ain't even gonna get to those mistruths right there. We're gonna stick with the fact that people celebrate Christ's birthday on December 25th every year. Now we need to make the correlation. We need to ask ourselves, why do we celebrate it on December 25th and not in the fall if even born in the fall? All right, so now we're making the correlations. Jesus Christ is known as the Son in the Bible. He is known as the Son of God. And that's why every time you see a picture, you see a sun behind your head. You dig? So what that Christmas celebration actually is a celebration of the sun, of the winter solstice. It is the point where the sun is the closest to the earth, right? The word solstice itself means sun standing still. Sol is sun, stis is still. That's why it's important for y'all boy to learn Latin. It's important for y'all boy to know more than just English, you dig? That's the only way you can properly identify these type of things. All right, so on December 22nd every year, the sun is the closest point to Earth. It's moving down in this progression. It comes to the closest point to Earth, then it stops. It stays in that point for 3 days. On the third day, it rises up 1 degree, symbolizing the new season that the sun is going and back into the north progression, and that it is the midpoint through what we call winter or the void season. You dig? So it's a celebration of light. It's the rebirth. It's the birth of the sun, not the birth of Jesus Christ. You dig what I'm saying? Since we know that was in the fall. So then we need to make another correlation. Well, how is it that we started to celebrate this holiday, right? Well, the Romans used to have a holiday called Saturnalia. Christmas is actually a holiday called Saturnalia. It is the festival for Saturn. You dig? Let us explain. Every year from December 17th through December 23rd, the Romans celebrated a festival of their chief god, the redeemer of the human race, which they knew as Saturn, all right? And it's the same thing. It was the festival of the lights. You dig? Understand that Saturn was known as the sun at one point. Saturn was known as the dark sun. The reason why you wear a ring on your finger is because of Saturn's rings. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot of correlations that these people made to Saturn, all right? So what happened was all of the traditions that we have for Christmas is actually the Saturnalia traditions. The fact that we bring in Christmas trees and we make these lighted decorations or metallic shiny decorations that we give gifts back and forth. You dig? All of these were aspects of that event called Saturnalia, right? So what happened was, after the conference in Nicaea, you had where where Christianity became the main religion of the Romans, right? So what they did is they took all of their old traditions and transformed them into, give them Christian terminologies or whatnot. So that they maintained their own festivals. They maintained the festival of Saturnalia, and then they just changed the name of it from Saturnalia to Christmas, Christ Mass, which means the coming together for Christ. And that way, if they do that, people wouldn't realize that they were actually celebrating a pagan holiday, or so they say, or whatever. They wouldn't realize that they are worshiping Saturn, even though the word Sabbath for their holy day literally translates into the day of Saturn. They don't realize that they are worshiping Saturn. All right, but the Christmas holiday is Saturn. Then we got Santa Claus. Who was Santa Claus? Santa Claus was a Roman, right? A Roman dude who went around, so they say, on a horse, who gave gifts and stuff to little children. And they act like this was something that was unique when in all actuality it wasn't. This was something normal for Saturnalia. They gave gifts and stuff back and forth to each other, right? So they just deified a man named, or sainted a man named Saint Nick, right? In Latin, we call him Santa Claus because the word Claus is actually Nicholas, Nick Claus, right? They didn't have last names back then. So the word is Saint Nicholas, or if we're going to speak it in Latin, we're going to say Santa Claus. You dig what he's saying? It's all the same word. Like I say, it's important for y'all to learn Latin. Then look at the time of the year that it takes place when it's cold. Nothing grows. It's the coldest time of the year. Where's Santa Claus supposedly from? I'm talking about the deified version of Santa Claus. He's supposed to be from the coldest regions of the North Pole, you dig? The coldest regions of the North Pole. That's what we call hell, right? Then you got to understand that we do stuff like decorate Christmas trees with the lights. The lights represent the stars out in the sky. They represent the celestial bodies. That's still some more star and sky worship, some things that I would really say is unnatural, right? But what these people were celebrating is the birth of the season, going from the midway point of the sun coming down from this progression up into the new season where they know it's going to be warm and plants and life will be able to flourish once again, you dig? But there's a lot of occult symbolism dealing with Christmas. I know I probably ain't touched bases on all of them right quick. Like I say, I always go off the top of my head. But I think I touched bases on most of the important things, which is the fact that the Christmas holiday itself is actually Saturnalia. When you celebrate Christmas, you are actually giving reverence to the god, to the Roman god Saturn, or to the Greek god Kronos, or now to the English god, a Christian god, which y'all would call Jesus, Jesus, Zeus, all right, in some aspects. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think that's about it, you dig? Peace out, hold them down.